Hello, my dear students, followers, friends of Shine of Education in Light of Bible channel in YouTube. Hearty welcome to all to Shine of Education in Light of Bible channel in YouTube. Good wishes and good afternoon to all of you. Okay, now I take a class of AP 10th class biology exam important questions. But it can be useful for all competitive exams in general studies paper. So you all can also follow this class to score best. Okay, I can give easy explanation for you that you can understand well. I hope you keep watching and subscribe and follow. This is B.Vijaya Vahini, M.Sc. B.Ed. AP qualified in life sciences from East Point College, Chinnavalti, Visakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh, India. My phone number 9014340294. This is about my details. Okay, I will turn camera at my notebook. You can see that notebook and listen and follow. Okay. In previous video, I completed part 4. In this video, I am completing part 5. Okay, here the question number 12. What will happen if the primary consumers decrease in an ecosystem? What will happen if the primary consumers decrease in an ecosystem? Okay, the answer is for you. What is an ecosystem? The relationship between living organisms and other living organisms with physical environment like air, land, sea or water, etc. Okay, that relationship can be called as ecosystem. In ecosystem, they share food, shelter, water, etc. Okay, in an ecosystem we can find different food levels or trophic levels. Trophic levels are also called food level. In those levels, we can find different types of organisms from starting to ending. For example, trophic level 1, trophic level 2, trophic level 3, 4, etc. Okay. Producers will come under one food level. Consumers, which will consume or take food from producers, will come under next food level, which is also called trophic level 2. And the organisms will depend upon consumers, will go to another food level. Okay, in this manner, we have different food levels in an ecosystem. In these ecosystems, the organisms will depend upon another organisms for food purpose, especially. Okay. The question is, what will happen if the primary consumers decrease in an ecosystem? Food shortage will be occurred and migrates to another ecosystem. Migrates to another ecosystem. So, why? Because primary consumers will depend upon producers, plants. Secondary consumers will depend upon primary consumers for food. If primary consumers will be reduced, secondary consumers will not live for lack of food from primary consumers. Okay. Here, first of all, we have solar energy, that is sunlight. Okay, we receive sunlight from the sun. Not only us, plants, animals, microorganisms will also use energy from sunlight for various purposes. But plants will use sunlight for preparing their own food by the process of photosynthesis. With using light, plants can prepare own food. So, we call plants as producers. They can produce own food with the help of photosynthesis in presence of sunlight. Okay. Plants will prepare different carbohydrates like glucose, etc. Glucose is a food particle, that is sugar. We also take sugars from some plants. For example, wheat. Wheat has carbohydrates. That means sugars. But sugar content is low in wheat when comparing with proteins. In sugarcane, we will find so much of sugar, that is fructose, that is so sweet. Okay, in this manner, we take sugars as our food. That food will come from plants when we are taking plants as our food. Okay. So plants are called producers with own production of food to other animals or organisms. Okay. So those organisms are called consumers. Why? Because they consume food of plants, which are called producers. Consumers will take food from plants. It means they depend upon plants for food. They are animals. They are animals. So animals can take food from plants and animals. The animals which can take food from plants are called herbivores. The animals which can take food from animals or other animals are called carnivores. Okay, you have already known in your previous classes, I think. Okay, here herbivores are called primary consumers. Here herbivores, which means the organisms will take food from plants only, not from animals as meat. So they are called herbivores. For example, vegetarians. Okay, some animals are vegetarians. Those vegetarians are called herbivores, which will take food from plants only, not from animals. So herbivores are called primary consumers here. Herbivores will consume food from producers which are plants. Okay, this is another food level in an ecosystem. Producers, food level 1. Primary consumers, food level 2 or trophic level 2. Okay, here are goats, cows, insects will come under primary consumers. Goats will take food from plants. Cows will take grass. Insects will also take food from some small plants or grass. So these are called herbivores and also called primary consumers. Primary consumers. Next level goes to secondary consumers. Secondary consumers are another food level or trophic level, that is trophic level 3. They are called secondary consumers. Carnivores will come under secondary consumers. Carnivores are the animals or organisms which will take food as meat from other animals, not from plants. Their food is meat of another animals. Their food is meat of another animals, not plants. So they are called carnivores. These are non-vegetarians. We can be non-vegetarians, that we always take food as meat. Okay, carnivores will come under secondary consumers. So secondary consumers will depend upon primary consumers like goats, cows, insects. It means carnivores will eat goats, cows, or insects. Okay, here birds are examples of carnivores. Birds will eat another organisms, insects. Some birds will eat insects. For example, swan. Swan will eat some insects in ponds, lakes, seas, etc. Or some other small fishes. So birds will come under carnivores. Birds only are called birds only are not called carnivores. Some other animals will also come under secondary consumers or carnivores. They will eat another animals for meat as food. Okay. Next food trophic level or tertiary consumers. Tertiary consumers. They will consume food from secondary consumers. Lions, foxes will attack some birds or some small animals. So they are called tertiary consumers. Next, food or trophic level in an ecosystem. So lions, foxes can come under secondary consumers also. Why? Because lions, foxes will attack goats, cows also. They will take food from herbivores also. So um, they will also come under secondary consumers. Okay. In this ecosystem, various types of organisms will depend upon another organisms for food purpose. In this manner, they take energy to live from other animals. Okay. For example, if primary consumers are reduced in this ecosystem, secondary consumers which are depending upon primary consumers will go to death. Why? Because these secondary consumers have no food in the form of primary consumers like goats, cows, insects. If goats, cows, insects are died, secondary consumers will have no food in ecosystem. Okay? What will happen if the primary consumers decrease in an ecosystem? Food shortage will be occurred to secondary consumers and they can migrate to another ecosystem for food purpose. Okay? Okay. Next, another question. What will happen if insulin production is stopped from pancreas? Okay, what will happen if insulin production is stopped from pancreas? Glucose will not be converted into glycogen. Okay, pancreas is associated to digestive gland in human body that you know or learnt earlier in your first lesson from 10th class biology. Okay, pancreas is associative gland useful for digestion process. Okay, here from pancreas two hormones will be released. They are, one is insulin, another one is glucagon. Okay, insulin is released from beta cells of pancreas. Glucagon is released from alpha cells of pancreas. Here we are talking about insulin hormone. Okay, insulin hormone will be produced from pancreas. In case if insulin is not produced from pancreas, what will be happen? Glucose will not be converted into glycogen. Glycogen means glucose molecules. Many glucose molecules will be grouped and stored in the form of glycogen. So in glycogen, in total group of glycogen, we will see so many glucose molecules. Okay? Yeah. So all glucose molecules energy will be stored in glycogen. So if glycogen will be broken down, so many glucose molecules will be released. I can explain easy. I think you can understand well. Okay. When glucose will not be converted into glycogen, when glucose will not be converted into glycogen, we have so many glucose molecules remained in our body. So much of sugar is present in our body. Then we have diabetes mellitus, that is sugar disease. When we have so much of glucose molecules which can't be converted into glycogen, we will have a disease, that is diabetes mellitus, sugar disease. Okay. Next, I will continue some questions in another video. Please, till then, stay tuned. Thank you all for watching and subscribe. Please don't forget to like, follow, share, subscribe if you like this video. These questions are very, very important for AP 10th class biology students and for all competitive exams in general studies paper. Don't be neglected, please. Okay. I will come again. Till then, stay tuned.